Hello guys, welcome to another vlog. Been a couple weeks since I've done one of these, and there's a lot been going on. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but if you can look way up there, you may have not noticed over videos, because sometimes I put a picture there. There's actually been more jars slowly amassing up there, because my wife went and picked a bunch of apples and a bunch of pears, which we haven't even started the pears yet. We've still been going through the 2 boxes of apples. And what we've been doing with the apples is peeling the apples, cutting them up, dehydrating the apples, some dehydrating some, making apple butter with others. And the pears tonight we just started cooking them in a crock pot to make butter with the pears. It's a lot of peeling, and to be honest, if you ask what's the difference between like peeling and taking care of a pear than an apple, a pear is a lot more juice inside of it, so after you peel off the peel, it's just like all moisture, and it slips out of your hands and everything else. I was peeling them today, and they were just shooting all over the place. Hit my poor dog with one, shot one, hit my dog, and hit my wife with one. It was just, they're very slippery once you peel the peel off it. It's easier to just take a small paring knife and a big knife, cut them up, and then slowly peel the pear, than trying to actually use a peeler on it like an apple. So, been doing a lot of that. You know, kind of the fall thing, you know, apples, pears, all that kind of stuff. Get it jarred up, get it ready for the winter. Outside of that, when you're talking non-gaming related stuff, had my fantasy football group where I work at. Last year the group was kind of my first year doing it. I think it was a lot of us. I mean, I've done it fantasy football, but it was my first year in a very well-informed group. Typically, I mean, these groups where these people are just regular people. They really don't look at much, and so you just pick, you know, name players. And in this case, this was a league where everybody's like deeply involved with all the players and statistics and stuff at work. So this year, like last year, I've been spending a lot of time, like, you know, keeping track of players and research and all the other stuff. And last year I went 6-0, and then lost the last 10 games in a row. To end up in last place. It was just sad. Last year was a weird case. Anybody who plays fantasy football knows this. Of the guy would start would do bad, but the guy would bench would do good. That's just how it worked last year. This year, first 2 games I lost. My running backs either got dinged up or hurt. I mean, it's been a weird season so far. But this week, even without my 2 running backs who both end up hurt at the last second, I still beat the guy. So I'm 1-2 right now. In our league, we pay money, and at the end of the year, the top 4 players. We only have 8 people this year. 4 players get money, and then the other 4 don't. So at the end of the year, it's the playoff time. We only play 14 games, and there's the playoffs, and it's basically 2 different brackets. The top 4 people who are going to get the money, then the bottom 4 people who are, you know, you want to call it the loser bracket, and eventually to see out who ends up where. Because the funny thing about fantasy football is your record during the season is great, but once you get to the playoffs, depending on what you do there depends on where you ultimately end up. So, but now on top of doing all that, every Sunday we've been meeting at one of the guys. He owns a farmhouse, and he has this big shed in his backyard where that's his man cave. So we were going there and we watched the football games and talk smack and the usual stuff. So, which that happens at work all week too, to be honest with you. So that was fun doing that. All the guys have brought their kids, and I haven't been able to bring my son. Maybe this week. Last week he was feeling a little under weather, you know, because of the hot, cold stuff. Yeah, you know, it's easy to get sick when that kind of happens. So, and allergies and stuff like that. So that was all fun. Gaming related side. I've been playing a lot of Star Trek Online. I have friends who are into Star Trek Online, and I mainly get in there to basically check on my fleet that I'm part of. Basically, you know, set up my assignments for the day for my officers to do, go mine that lithium, and that's it. And that sounds like a lot, but that only takes really 15 minutes. Haven't completed. I'm I'm on the second to last season, like season 7, I think, before I catch up on the actual game. If you like Star Trek, it's a fun game. It's not for everybody, and I understand that. It is a typical MMO type of game. Like I know Star Trek. I appreciate it and have fun with it. There's a friend of ours in the fleet, Buffergate. He is like Star Trek, like knowledgeable. Like, he watches Star Trek all the time. He knows all the stuff. For him, that's his game. That's his world, right? He has put like well over 1,000 hours into that game because that is his game, and that's his game. That's cool for him, and that's cool that he has that game. That is his, like, he can go every day and play it, and that's all he wants and needs is that game because Star Trek. He loves Star Trek. I would have probably be that way with Star Wars if it was more like New Hope, Empire Strike Back, Return of the Jedi time period, not like way in the past. To me, that would have been would have made me want to play it more. But anyway, played a little more Grandia 2 on the Dreamcast, just a little bit more, not too much. Got to the next town over. Fun. I mean, again, phenomenally awesome looking game. Having a lot of fun with it. So played it just a little bit. I played a little more Destiny because I got a free Redbox code, so I rented it again. The more I play that game, the more I like that game. Even though I haven't gone past the second story in the game, I just was like going to location and basically grinding. I mean, doing the typical MMO stuff with the bounties, like, okay, kill 100 enemies in a row without dying and stuff like that. So, but I do love my Warlock because he has like the Dragon Ball Z move now. He after he supercharges, he gets his big ball and he just throws it on the ground and destroys all enemy. If you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm talking about. He just Dragon Ball Z's them. I love that. I just love doing that. Dragon Ball Z and the enemies. So, while the bosses are kind of at times a little difficult to beat, but players can jump in and out if you let them, and so they kind of helped out. So I don't have any set team because, again, I don't own the game. I just rented it twice so far. I got Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein for the PS3. Did a free trial with GameFly, so I want to try that out because I love Wolfenstein games. So we're going to see how that goes. And I wanted to, it's funny. I wanted to make a video about Nintendo this week because it is their 125th birthday. But when I made the video, it's really hard to talk about a company, the whole history of a company that's been around for 125 years and what that company means. Nintendo was originally a handmade playing card company. It was the Nintendo Playing Card Company, and they later, tried side businesses like cab services, love hotels. And love hotels have now become like legendary, right? When you for some people. And eventually they got into toys, and then ultimately they found video games, which is what we know them as. And when you think of Nintendo, you think they're not that old because video games haven't been around that long. But they've been around for 125 years. So I didn't feel that I did a good job with the video, so I never really finished it. I kept trying to record it, it just didn't work, so I said, okay, never mind. That kind of thing. So that's really all that's been going on. I mean, too much gaming. I didn't game too much this week, to be honest. A lot of things going on, so social stuff, which is not, I'm not, by the way, in case you don't know, by nature, a go out social person. When you talk about meeting with the guys fantasy football, my wife can tell you how much of I'm fine with just sitting at home playing a game or watching a movie than rather having to go out than going out social. That's just me. I can social. I don't need that. I mean, some people need the social setting. Like, for example, me and my wife are totally different. She has to so often have the social thing. My son's the same way. Like, he loves and desires social interaction. That is his thing, her thing. They both don't have it after a while. They kind of down me. I don't need it. It doesn't. I could do it. Like, the fantasy football has been cool. Or like my time at Skype with my friends at night. That's kind of cool. That's like all the social I really need. I don't need a lot. So anyway, that's all that's been going on. So guys, like always, thanks for watching the vlog, and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, I am working on the next My Video Game Life. I'm actually working on My Arcade Life and on My Computer Life too, because they're two games I absolutely love, and I just want to talk about them. So I'll save those for when they actually come out. Anyway, later.